Michigan State, 10 straight wins, haven't lost since 2 days before Thanksgiving at the Maui Invitational.
And the best thing about it for the coaches and players, they're going to find out more about themselves today because they will be pushed hard both ways.
This is Kasparas Jakucionis, certainly one of the elite freshmen in the country, and they waste no time. Ivicic on the flush.
One of the key points for Michigan State is ball screen coverage. That time of breakdown, and Ivicic able to get it done right at the rim.
This is Jeremy Fears Jr. getting to the rim. So the foul charge to Jakucionis, Clark, and that's a big early call, just 29 seconds into the game to put Fears at the free throw line. The redshirt freshman grew up about 35 miles southwest of Chicago out of Joliet West High School. He leads all Division I freshmen, Clark, in assists per game, and he is slowly but surely becoming one of those classic Tom Izzo point guards here.
Physical, smart, tough, gets downhill. One of the things you like about Michigan State in conference play, Spiro, they're 85% as a team from the foul line.
This is Humrickhouse. He can stroke it, and he buries it.
Well, another thing on the scouting report, slot threes for Humrickhouse, meaning the left side of that three-point arc. He got free and sprayed another one. He's made a three, Spiro, in every single game this season.
This is Jackson Kohler on the box. Big matchup against Humrickhouse. The spin is going to be a traveling violation.
A couple of things Michigan State wants to take away, they've not done on the first two possessions.
Boswell gets him reset to Humrickhouse. Down to the box against Kohler, 15 to shoot. Humrickhouse stepping middle, the little step back and a soft touch. Good start for Illinois.
Terrific start. And Brad Underwood, in our conversation with him yesterday, said we've got a high ceiling because we've not really shot it great. Well, they're off to a terrific start here on the road.
Illinois, number 7 team in the net rankings. Pretty mid-range J. That's Tre Holloman, the junior from Minneapolis.
Illinois likes to push it ahead, too. They'll probe for early offense if they can off of makes. When you get a quality look from a good shooter in the mid-range, you got to take that one.
Humrickhouse turned back. Holloman got him. Holloman making his 11th straight start. His move to the starting lineup coinciding with this incredible run. Of course, have won the last 10 since that lineup change by Izzo. Bad pass is stolen. Boswell. Across the floor, this is Humrickhouse. He is feeling it at the start. A little bit short. Rebound cleared by Kohler.
Michigan State dodged a bullet there. The turnover almost produced a three. Got to squeeze that orange if you're the Spartans, and they've done a good job of that during this 10-game winning streak.
Holloman all the way to the rack, and he's got 4 early points. Michigan State beating Penn State here on Wednesday. Another home win where they've won 9 straight in this building to begin the season. Ivicic unable to finish. Now the Spartans looking to push. Again, the number 1 fast break team in the country, Clark, as you mentioned at the top, looking to push at every opportunity. Out of the Illini, recovered now. Mid-range jumper, a little bit short that time from Akins. Their only double-digit score, incredibly, for a team that is ranked number 12 in the country.
Well, with this Spartans team, the sum of the whole is greater than the individual parts, and that's Will Riley, the outstanding freshman.
One of their highest ever rated recruits since Brad Underwood took this job.
He's got a lot of game, excellent length. He's got a beautiful stroke, good competitive motor, and he played well in the absence of Jakucionis during that 2-game stint when he was nursing the sore forearm.
Akins, tough floater in the paint. Morez Johnson has checked into the game for Brad Underwood as well. Another highly touted freshman and another Illinois product on this Illini roster. This is Boswell coming around a screen, trying to play that 2-man game. But look at the defense from this kid Fears. Pounding Spartans defense.
You called it, Spiro. Excellent ball pressure there that time by the Spartans. And they worked on that. They don't want those corner threes to be available on the fade. Really covered that well, and then the pressure at the point of attack by Fears was excellent.
Fears handling the point, guarded by Boswell. What a matchup. It's going to go a long way in dictating who wins this game here. A reset with Akins. Carson Cooper into the game for the first time. The junior for Izzo. This is Akins. Missed it again. As Akins still looking for his first basket. He's missed his first 3 looks. Dre Gibbs Lawhorn has checked in for Underwood. As Brad Underwood already goes deep into his bench. This is Riley trying to create some space. Left it short, snatches it back, and he's going to shoot more free throws.
Didn't really coach to win, he said, and it was one of those situations where you're trying to find out who you are in terms of competitive spirit, how you handle adversity within a game, how you handle maybe not having adjustments made to help you as a team. And he thought his team responded the right way, and that they didn't pout, they didn't sulk, they went to work and got better, which was pretty interesting to hear him share that.
There was a candid conversation as Chris Beard's team beat him up, but said he came out of that day thinking, boy, this group could be something special.
Yep.
As they continue to take themselves to new heights. So Coen Carr, the Stockbridge, Georgia native, sophomore season here in East Lansing, a young man, Clark, who has shown significant improvement. Michigan State just trying to get a little comfortable here at the start as they play in a 5-point hole.
Well, the bench is a huge asset for Tom Izzo's squad, and Coen Carr a big part of that. So too is Jace Richardson, who's on the floor now.
They're so deep, Clark, at that point guard position.
Yeah.
As Richardson steps onto the floor for the first time. If you just hopped on with us, Kasparis Jakucionis, Illinois' top scorer and their best player, picked up a second early whistle less than 3 minutes into the game, so they continue to play without him. Riley buries it. Deep shot.
And that was well defended, but he can make tough ones. He can make tough, hard shots, and that was one right there.
And he has not been shooting the 3 well, just 32% entering this one today. And this a carrying violation.
And Will Riley just sprayed it. Boy, he's come in and provided some offensive punch in the absence of Jakucionis with those 2 fouls.
There's the run for the Illini, 7-1 in the last 2+ minutes as they have possession and a 7-point lead here in East Lansing.
Yeah, both of these teams have spurt ability, and you want to try to spurt-proof each of these teams if you can. Right now, Illinois having its way in the spurt game.
Offensive rebound by Jake Davis. Riley into the corner. Davis pulls. We asked Tom Izzo what would be the biggest factor in this game when we sat with him yesterday. First thing he said, no hesitation, rebounding.
Yep.
Ivicic three-pointer, no, and look at the Illini crashing the offensive glass with Riley.
It's really hard to rebound long misses when you're so spread out defensively. Look at Illinois spacing. They're spreading you out, and when that ball goes up on the rim, it's a hard block out. You've got to do a good job of hitting and then pursuing the ball. Well, Tom Izzo said defensive rebounding would be a key, but that shows you how these teams both do an excellent job rebounding the basketball and keeping their opponents from offensive rebounds.
Catch and shoot, not that time from Richardson. So Tre Holloman is 2 of 2 from the field. The rest of Michigan State is 0 of 14.
And yet it's only a 3-possession game.
I beg your pardon, 0 for 4. This is Boswell into the corner for Riley. Ivicic, the leader, soft touch.
Beautiful pass. And these two teams, 2 of the best passing teams in the country as well. Ivicic did a nice job of presenting himself at the front of the rim that time.
Michigan State has only faced 2 ranked teams so far. They lost to Kansas in early November, and then they beat North Carolina on November the 27th. That was the day after their last loss. That started this 10-game winning streak. So this is clearly one of their stiffest challenges of the season to date, as that schedule in conference play is about to get real tough.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be thick for both of these teams.
So an 8-point game. Riley spinning away from Richardson, taking contact, and he's letting him hear about it.
How about having the ability to go to your bench when your top player is in foul trouble and bring in Will Riley?
Cooper, pretty little spin on the baseline as we cross the 13-minute mark in this first half. 8-point Illini lead. And look at what the freshman Riley has done. Backdoor! Just masterful on the catch and the flick. 11 for the freshman. Boy, up and under, look at Fiddler. The senior transfer from Omaha began the season as a starter for Tom Izzo, then the change. Comes in off one of his better games of the season in their win Wednesday against Penn State.
The season high in that one. 18 for Fiddler.
This is Ivicic on the box, backing down Cooper. 7 on the timer. Ivicic, the little hesitation. And now Michigan State looking to push with Holloman.
Good job by Illinois to get back and match up.
This is Carr. Off balance, gets the friendly bounce. 6-point game.
Terrific take. He was able to get moving to his right and then come back against the body with his strong left hand, and that fooled the defender.
Boswell, the lob. Great defense down low by Holloman with the intercept. Fiddler going to get him reset. Holloman from deep. It's the one real weakness for this Michigan State team, Clark. Their three-point shooting. Holloman too much.
They've actually shot it better in the Big Ten games, but you're right. On the season, they have struggled to knock down the three-point shot, and 2 good looks for Holloman right there that didn't go down.
Dead last in the conference in three-point accuracy is Michigan State entering this one today. House gets him reset to Riley. 7 to shoot. Riley fires and sticks it. He has 14 points, putting the Illini on his back.
Flamethrower, Will Riley. Man, is he bringing it.
Remember, Jakucionis had to sit at the 17:06 mark after he picked up his second. Riley inserted earlier than usual. And boy, has the first-year stud responded for Brad Underwood. Holloman all the way to the cup.
Holloman is gassed right now. I think both teams looking for this media timeout. Furious pace.
7-point game as we come up on the midway point of the half. Riley on the catch. He's got it all working.
Well, he's just too big for the guards that are matched up with him. So they've basically just thrown it up the last couple of times, and he's been able to go right over the top.
It has been a Will Riley offensive clinic till this point. Fiddler, a little bit of a body bump. And Illinois looking to push the other way with Trey White. House, the spin a little bit too much, and the rebound corralled by Cooper. Spartans trying to get up the floor quickly, but this Illinois transition defense has been up to par. .926 mark of the half.
Yeah, and it's a little easy to do that when you've got Will Riley. In fact, if Jakucionis picks up a third.
Riley almost single-handedly outscoring this entire Michigan State team till this point.
Yeah, they were even until just now.
So Holloman right now has really been their lone source of offense, Clark. He's got 8 of their first 18 points with the Spartans playing in a 6-point hole.
Yeah, and one of the things to note here, Illinois, 5 offensive rebounds, Spiro. That's a big deal because it's allowed them to get 7 more shot attempts. And the way they're shooting it, you don't want to give them extra volume.
Did I say 6? I meant 7. Traveling violation. Gibbs Longhorn Losing his footing. It's the third Illinois turnover. It's the other part of Fears' game, Clark. Everything that he does offensively at this side of the floor, but a willing and a top-shelf defensive player already for Tom Izzo. A little bit short on the floater.
Had a couple of defensive breakdowns, and they've got to clean up the defensive board if they're going to get back into it.
Three-pointer from Jakucionis, not that time. This is Fiddler, going to get him reset. This will be a push.
Clearly.
On Johnson underneath. Double transfer started collegiately at Utah State. Last year at Longwood, misses on the front end. As Michigan State leaving some points at the free throw line.
And they typically don't do that. One of the best free throw shooting teams in the Big Ten and country. Only
one team in the country, Wisconsin, is a better free throw shooting team than Michigan State. Trey White from deep. A little bit strong offensive rebound. What a pass underneath Humrickhouse, erased. What a look from Gibbs Longhorn. Underneath this is Johnson, and he's going to shoot free throws. It's the 5th team foul against the Spartans. Very few atmospheres can top this place, especially when this program is at the top of the heap.
I agree with that. One of the best venues in college basketball. There are a bunch of them out there, and a few of them in the Big Ten.
We should point out that loud cheer, they get chicken nuggets here, Clark, if the road team misses back-to-back free throws.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
This is Fears, turns the corner, the lob underneath for Zapawa. Backing down, Ivicic leans in a little bit too much. Offensive rebound, Booker.
Well, I think some folks in Piscataway would argue a little bit the fact that Dylan Harper has missed a couple of games. He had an illness and missed a couple of games, but he seems to be back into the form that he showed early on. He's the top freshman scorer in the country as well.
Fun conversation to have with some of the most gifted players in the country residing in the Big Ten this season, as is usually the case. So Jakucionis will sit. Brad Underwood going to come right back with Will Riley, who just got off to a remarkable start in this game. See what Riley has done already, 16 points. Beautiful dive to the basket, and Boswell, boy, nearly blew the layup, but he gets that friendly little bounce.
Well, Illinois' execution has really been outstanding. From the very beginning, they got quality looks, the kind of looks they want to get. And that time, just a nice back cut against the defensive pressure from Michigan State.
Xavier Booker gets the Spartans their first 3 of the half. Boswell gets him reset. This is Ivicic. Humrickhouse. Trey White puts it on the deck, takes Booker into the paint. Ivicic poked away, relentless defense, and it's last touched by the Illini. It was such a big test for these two schools that have legitimate championship aspirations, certainly in the conference and nationally as well. As we get another turnover committed by Tom Izzo's bunch, and just that usual look of exasperation from the Hall of Famer.
Oh, man, I love putting the isolated cam on him and a few other coaches around the country. Just the expressions, the enthusiasm, the energy, the passion. Look, I feel you on that one, Tom. I couldn't quite see it from the angle that I have, but play on.
Foul was charged to Zapawa, his first. And here we go, 6 and change left before the half. Humrickhouse. Now to Riley. Riley trying to turn the corner against Akins. Akins right up into his chest, just sensational defense. 6-point game as we come up on the final 6 before the intermission.
Boy, not much happening in the transition game thus far for Michigan State. Credit Illinois for getting back well.
Akins off balance, circus shot. And a chance at 3, 4-point game. So Akins to the free throw line. where he has been just under 90% on the season. Crazy to think, Clark, Aiken's the only double-digit scorer on a team that's ranked 12th in the country. Just amazing balance on this roster for Tom Izzo.
Half a dozen other guys don't provide 8 points, 8 to 14 points a game, which gives you that kind of depth.
6 straight points for the Spartans. It's a one-score game with 5 and change left in the half. This is Gibbs Lawhorn going high off glass. Tough shot right into the teeth of that Sparty defense.
Boy, he provides a nice injection of defense and scoring for Illinois off that bench.
Fiddler just swallowed up by that interior defense. Riley looking to push. Looked like they had to change Kylan Boswell's jersey. Maybe a little blood on that top. So Boswell at the moment wearing number 14 now for the Illini. Boswell getting him reset. Gonna fire from deep. The 3 front rim, no. Gibbs Lawhorn is there.
How about that?
For the stick back.
How about that? He's averaging 11 points a game in his last 7.
Gibbs Lawhorn, we've seen his numbers go up over the last 7 games. His minutes up, averaging nearly 11 points, 53% shooting during that 7-game stretch.
Yep.
Becoming a bigger piece in Brad Underwood's rotation. Kohler from deep, a little bit short. Booker offensive rebound, and Riley picks his pocket. Boy, where would the Illini be in this game without this freshman sensation? Riley, little floater in the paint, missed it. Aikens. So a 7-point Michigan State deficit with possession. Kohler spins, fades, buries it. Just masterful with his feet.
And I like how quickly he got into his move. Earlier, he took a little too much time in there.
3-pointer from Boswell won't go. This is what Michigan State loves to do with this group. In the transition, it's Fears. Back to a one-score game. Boswell all the way inside, and Johnson was out of bounds off the offensive glass. I love you, Clark. Good to be back with you, partner.
Likewise.
3:44 to play. Michigan State goes to the box, and Kohler. Bodies bumping. Kohler, young man who continues to take his game to new heights. His second field goal.
And Spiro, I can't say it enough. I did say it a moment ago, but the determination and the decisiveness with which he's made his last 2 moves has made all of the difference for Jackson Kohler.
This is Boswell, puts it on the deck. Good defense from Kohler. Bad pass. 6th turnover for Illinois.
And the last 3 have come in the last couple of minutes, Spiro. That was just a careless play by Boswell. He assumed his teammate was going to be there without looking to make sure he was there.
Michigan State has never led in this game. If you've just joined us, they trailed by as many as 10. Kohler.
Nice.
Near side, this is Carr. Got himself into trouble. Kohler. Excellent look at it. Saved in front of that Illini bench by Boswell.
Yeah, good hustle by Kylan there.
So Kylan Boswell, the Arizona transfer, coming back home. He grew up in Champaign. What an addition he's been. Here he comes, full head of steam. Carr sends him into the front row of seats.
They retain possession on the block.
For these 2 gritty defensive teams, you see the block so far for the Spartans as we play with 2.5 minutes left in the half. Riley's going to get him reset, fights his way into the paint as he chisels his way to the cup. Missed it. Holloman into the corner. This is Richardson. Short. So 2 chances for the Spartans to take their first lead, but they come up empty. Ivisic going to fire from deep. Front rim. Offensive foul over the back. It's on Riley underneath. All coming up on AT&T at the half. Double bonus now for the Spartans. Clark, the last 2:06. Biggest takeaways for you so far, what we've seen in this first half between these two top-level programs?
Yeah, you know, they're mirror images of each other in some ways. The offensive rebounding, the way they want to play with pace, the three-point shooting, clearly an advantage for Illinois. The grittiness, the resolve of both teams. Illinois has really improved defensively over the last several weeks, and it's all that we expected it to be in terms of pace and how tight and competitive the action has been.
Boswell again. Carr gets him inside. Loose ball kept alive by the Illini. This is Riley in the corner. Good close by Kohler. Riley going to take him. The freshman coming baseline. Up, no. Ivisic. That'll give the Illini some breathing room. Up a deuce.
The advantage has been on the offensive glass for Illinois. They clearly have asserted themselves in that area of the game.
If you've just joined us, Michigan State, 10 straight wins, haven't lost since 2 days before Thanksgiving. A game against Memphis at the Maui Invitational. Their longest winning streak since their last Final Four year in 2019. But they again, everything they want from Brad Underwood's Illini squad. A team that comes in number 19 in the country. That is Holloman. Into double digits with 11.
Well, he's got that mid-range jumper on autopilot. And that's exactly what's available from the defense. You got to take it and make it.
Humrick House bottled up nearly by Fiddler as we are inside of a minute left in the half. Gibbs Lawhorn pulls up, back of the rim. Fiddler looking to push.
Boy, if he got it to the middle, they would have had 3-on-2.
Three-pointer from Holloman won't go. Now Boswell looking to push pace the other way. Right side goes, no look. Sweet dime for Ivisic. Jakucionis, in fact, has yet to score in this game. As we play now, about a half-second difference. Shot to game clock. Fears Michigan State in the double bonus. As Boswell in his defensive stance. 7 to shoot. Here comes Fears, turns the corner, that lightning quick acceleration, missed it, but it's tapped in by Kohler. Final second, Ivisic on the launch, and that's gonna get us to halftime here in East Lansing.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
This is Fears trying to turn the corner. Illini playing without their leading scorer, top assist man, their freshman Jakucionis on the bench with 4 personals. Here comes Carr, collects himself, misses the floater, fighting for it. Last touch by the Spartans. Brad Underwood enjoying that outburst, looking at his counterpart, Tom Izzo. 2 men, so much respect between them.
We all enjoy Tom Izzo's antics on the sidelines because we know who he is and what he's about. It just adds an enjoyment to some of the expressions we see from him.
One of the all-timers working up a nice lather in front of that Michigan State bench. This is Holloman.
You want to be aggressive, but you have to be smart. It's just a delicate dance, and 2 of Brad Underwood's key players now have to try to face that music.
Zapawa has checked in now for Izzo. Hands off to Richardson. Trying to fend off Gibbs Lawhorn. Off balance, Fiddler misses everything. Richardson is there. The tip, Zapawa is there to clean it up. And 15,000 plus bearing down on the Illini. Humrick House guarded by Fiddler on a switch. This is Johnson. Jeffrey Anderson blows his whistle. Contact off the ball underneath. So Morez Johnson at the free throw line. Kasparas Jakucionis and Will Riley both still on the bench, Clark. If you're Brad Underwood, how much can you wait to bring Jakucionis back?
Well, a couple of points. One, I think you try to continue to keep this game in a 1-possession or 2-possession margin. And then probably you're looking at the between the 4 and 8 minute timeout, in my opinion, but the Illini have only committed 4 team fouls. Michigan State, 7. So now you've got the Illini in the bonus. And so see if they can take advantage of that while Riley and Jakucionis are on the bench.
Fiddler finds the laces, and he sticks a triple. Michigan State has retaken the lead.
And that was a well-executed play, and I think a call play to get Fiddler that look.
Johnson. Boy, you wondered who would Illinois turn to for offense. Remember, they had the freshman Riley in the first half when Jakucionis got into foul trouble.
Well, both of these teams have multiple guys. You know, the one thing that people criticize Michigan State about is they don't have a legitimate or a designated go-to guy. But sometimes you find those guys in the moments of games like this.
Tough lob for Zapawa. So now you can add another name to that list. Morez Johnson Clark just picks up his 3rd personal as Zapawa hits on the front end.
Zapawa starting to put his imprint on this game here the last couple of possessions. Physicality inside on the glass, and now able to see if he can knock down a 2nd free throw here.
It has been some kind of basketball journey for this kid. He's a senior, born in Poland. First 3 collegiate seasons at Utah State. Last year at Longwood, so it's his first year in this Michigan State program. And he's given the Spartans a 1-point lead. Here comes Boswell, turn of the corner, flicks up at the rim, missed it. Fiddler is there. Good interior defense from Zapawa. Holloman slashes inside the tip. Look at Zapawa getting his hands dirty. Here comes Fiddler, attacking, contact, Ibicic.
Yeah, good verticality that time.
Ibicic is going to pull. It's a deep 3, a little bit short, and it belongs to the Spartans. Fears the missed mid-range J, and here he is with the steal. Holloman in the transition, bad pass.
It's about getting quality shots, minimizing mistakes, and defending without fouling.
Jake Davis and Humrickhouse, 2 guys that Brad Underwood told us yesterday, elite problem solvers.
Yeah.
Leaning on those 2 kids right here as they deal with heavy foul trouble. Humrickhouse, 6 to shoot. He's going to pull from deep, missed it, and a loose ball foul against Gibbs, Lawhorn, and the Illini. Humrickhouse, their #1 3-point shooter, as Holloman is bumped.
There it is.
Well out. And this consequently is their largest lead of the day. Jakucionis and Riley still on the bench for Illinois. This is Gibbs, Lawhorn from deep. Missed everything. Offensive rebound, White. It did not get rim, so the shot clock is at 5. White, the fake play, got Fears to bite. What a play by White. It's his 3rd school in 3 years. Freshman year at SC. Sophomore year at Louisville last year. And one of the things Brad Underwood told us, one of the changes he realized early in the year, said, I got to get Trey White more minutes. And that decision was one of the decisions that helped propel this team on what's been a 6-1 stretch. Pac-12 all-freshman at SC 2 years ago. Last 9 games, Clark, for White, 14 points, 6 rebounds. As you see, Jakucionis and Riley still on the bench.
Yeah, I think Brad Underwood is trying to get to the media timeout and then consider maybe bringing one of them back on the floor between the under 8-minute media timeout and the 4-minute timeout.
Michigan State, Carr! Angry flush for the Spartans. Can Illinois navigate some choppy waters here in East Lansing? Boswell from three, missed it. Holloman looking to push. Here comes Fears, and contact. Just think of what this young man Fears has overcome. Second year in the program, that just crazy situation just before Christmas of December 2023, the gunshot wound to the leg, limited to just 12 games as a freshman. Look at Jakucionis. Ninth among all D1 freshmen in points per game. Young man who signed his first professional contract overseas at the age of 14. Last couple of years with FC Barcelona. Nothing about the young man tells you he's a freshman. This is going to be a travel against Kohler. Unflappable is the word that comes to mind, Clark. You've used it. Ivisic leaning in. Boy, those two, the synergy between them. 13 for Ivisic, 2-point game.
And Jakucionis responsible for the last 5 points.
Illinois had gone more than 3 minutes between field goals. But another offense now starting to show some life. Fiddler.
Wow.
Boy, just brilliant. And Jakucionis has fouled out. And how do the Illini now navigate this stretch without their top player? Down 3 with 6:39 left in regulation.
Well, and it seemed like he was just finding some traction, too, on those last 2 possessions. But that's the danger when you have fouls.
Brad Underwood has talked about the growth.
Yep.
His reserves, his bench players. What a test for this team right here on the national stage. Under these circumstances, down 4.
Well, this is where you want to see Kylan Boswell create opportunities, make good decisions.
Will Riley back into the game for the Illini. This is Humrick House drop stepping, contact before the shot. No basket. It's on Fiddler. Humrick House playing his graduate season after the last 3 years at Huntington University, an NAI school. First 3 years, no, first year, or senior year, I beg your pardon, at Evansville. And what a piece he's turned out to be for Brad Underwood and this Illinois team. Here comes Carr, weaving his way all the way to the rack. 5-point lead.
Great attack of the closeout after excellent movement by Michigan State.
And Clark, some of that bench scoring for the Spartans that you've been talking about, as Carr now into double figures.
Well, they've got 7 guys that average between 6 and 9 points. And as you mentioned, only Akins.
Riley, boy, gorgeous pass from Boswell.
It was. He's got to go a little stronger with that one. With his length and bounce, he's got to be thinking about throwing that one down.
Here comes Holloman, high off glass. Michigan State starting to catch fire. 15 for Holloman. Contact here.
Jakucionis. And right now, Illinois has to find a way to settle itself down, get a quality look here. Solid screens, good crisp passing, and then you've got to knock down some shots. Michigan State has been a little more in character the last 3 or 4 minutes than Illinois has. And a big part of that is Jakucionis not being on the floor.
Keep in mind, this kid Riley also has 4 personals, trying to create some space. Little floater, missed it. Johnson had it. Riley the save. Inside, Johnson. Boy, and that play made possible by the freshman Riley.
Just persistent. They just do not give up on missed shots. Great work that time by Will Riley.
Michigan State has hit its last 4 shots. They've got possession and a 5-point lead. Holloman.
Well, they've got pretty good ammunition coming off the bench. Both teams do.
This is Kohler working against Johnson. Fakes the spin, hangs, missed it. 4:25 left. Illinois, number 19 in the country, against the 12th ranked Spartans. Johnson out to reset. Ivisic underneath. Riley fouled. He'll shoot 2.
This isn't an and one.
So Will Riley, born in Ontario, Canada. And Brad Underwood said maybe wasn't a great thing that bar set so high, but boy, has he had a tremendous day in this game.
Yeah, he came up shy on both of those free throws. A couple of big misses there.
All of his damage coming in the first half. But boy, they desperately need something from him down the stretch. Inside of 4, this is Kohler, turns and hits. Massive shot for the Spartans.
Boy, when he scored inside, that time was off the block. He's gone quickly and decisively. Love when big guys face up and see what the defender is doing and then take what's available.
Boswell to Riley, turns the corner. Here comes the freshman, puts it down, and contact.
We've seen all the evidence we need of that from both teams. Great competitive spirit, really impressed by Will Riley. He missed a couple of free throws before the and one that he just converted and came back with the same aggression and confidence that he's played the whole game with. Love seeing that.
16 of his 19 came in the first half. Tough pass by Fiddler, trying to get it back. Brad Underwood, meantime, still vehemently protesting in front of that score table as Frankie Fiddler to the line. Hits on both. Clark, that is just a huge sequence to extend this to 6 in that possession.
Yeah, significant, Spiro, no doubt. Again, I'm not sure who it was on, but it doesn't make any difference. I mean, the result is the same. It's 2 shots plus possession of the ball. So now you have to regroup. Still plenty of time. It's a 2-possession game. Well, it gives Michigan State just a tad more cushion.
Richardson looking for some daylight, gets him reset to Fears. Shot clock into single digits. Fears against Riley, who's playing with 4. Richardson, 3 to shoot. Here he comes, flicks it up. No, Humrick House. Here comes Boswell, open floor. They don't have numbers, and Boswell's going to pull it back out. 2:50 left in regulation. Here comes the Arizona transfer. Left-hand finish at the cup. And the Champagne Kid brings him within 4.
Boy, both he and Fears have such strong bodies. They're able to get into bigger guys and finish.
Grew up not far from the Illinois campus. And what a homecoming it's been. 4-point game, 2:25 left. This is Cooper. 6 to shoot. Fears finds the laces. Boy, so back-to-back stops, and Boswell tracks it down. And that drama builds a little bit more here in East Lansing.
I think you try to get something downhill for Boswell. See if he can get the corner turn. Oh, they've got that high.
Johnson turns.
They've run that play a few times.
Had a chance to visit with him yesterday, Clark. He talked about how much this team loves playing for each other, just loves to play basketball. He said it's rejuvenated him.
Yeah.
And it's brought such a joy to him and his staff. What kind of fight can they show here down the stretch? Kohler backing down Johnson, so 3 consecutive stops for Illinois' defense.
Not a bad shot that time. I'd like to see Kohler try to get one more step into the paint.
Another just smart pass, almost 30 feet out, Clark, to Johnson, who's going to shoot free throws with a chance to tie this game.
It's hard for defensive help from the backside to get there in time to bother the pass.
For all the talk of Jakucionis, this kid Morris Johnson out of Riverdale, Illinois. What a freshman he's been. Top-rated high school player in the state last year out of Thornton Township High School. Illinois Mr. Basketball was the Gatorade High School Player of the Year in the state. 1 of 2 at the line. And it's a 1-point Michigan State lead. And that tension rises here in East Lansing.
Well, it's been rising all day, particularly here in the last 8 minutes.
What a game this has been. What a shot. Akins going glass. Akins playing with 4 personals. Ivisic now to Boswell as we hit the 1 minute mark. Here comes Boswell to the rack.
Illinois really sharp in its execution the last handful of possessions. They've got something they can work, either the drive for Boswell going into the paint or that high-low with the big guys.
Michigan State with possession, clinging to a 1-point lead. Into the corner, Calder back out to Akins, resets, 6 to shoot. Akins, here he comes, body bumping, no. The tip, no. Johnson able to squeeze it. Shot clock is off, and here we go. 23 seconds. Illinois with possession, down 1. The Illini has 1 timeout left. Ivisic. 7 seconds. Boswell underneath. Humrick House. Turnover. Just a little bit too much on that pass. And Illinois with the giveaway, but the Spartans not out of the woods yet.
Not yet.
And Illinois 6-1 in their last 7, the number 17 in the net rankings. Looking for some late game magic. The inbound Holloman quickly fouled.
Yep. Although Illinois they've got 1 timeout remaining, correct? They might look to try to throw it up to half court and then call a timeout. But either way, +3 around the 5-second mark, I think you foul every time. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer to me. And Tom Izzo going to take a timeout, and I wonder if he's going to talk about how they're going to defend here. So I've got to believe they're going to look to foul here.
Boswell, the inbounder. Ivisic, and here we go.
Is,
Boswell and Michigan State is going to take the foul.
Yep.
Boswell, the miss. Loose ball. Boswell had it. He shot it over the glass. It would not have counted.
Wow.
And Michigan State.
They got possession off that missed free throw, and Boswell shot it from behind the backboard.
Jeffrey Anderson making the call.
That's it. There you go.
Fears the inbound to Cooper. And Michigan State's winning streak has reached 11.